What exactly is an API? It probably sounds like an obvious question, but it's a pretty important fundamental understanding to establish and agree upon before we move on and actually try to start looking for vulnerabilities in our APIs. And what it really all boils down to is an implementation of how different parts of an application can talk together. Now, an API can be implemented with all sorts of different technologies, and in some cases across different transport layers as well. So it is actually a pretty broad term. Let's refine this a little bit and make sure the scope of what we're talking about here is crystal clear. So what we're really going to cover is HTTP-based APIs where communication is done over the web. Now, when I use this term, HTTP, it is an umbrella term that may also include HTTPS. That is a secure implementation of the Hypertext Transport Protocol. So don't think I just mean an insecure transport layer. I'm talking about the protocol. Moving on, let's imagine in this case that we have a tablet and of course we have a website serving an API. Now, it doesn't matter if it's a tablet or a smartphone, even a TV. What's really important here is the way they communicate together. So let's use a use case. We've got an app on a tablet and it makes an HTTP request to get a list of products. Fairly typical scenario for, say, a shopping app. The website responds, and hopefully it responds in a positive way, and it hands over a set of products. Very simple stuff. Now, because we are talking about HTTP, inevitably that request is made to a URL. Semantically, it might look something like this. And usually, when we talk about APIs, the website will respond with either JSON or XML. Now, often the structure of the response is driven by the accept headers of the request. That's a semantic we're not really going to get into in this course. We're going to focus more on the fact that we've got this device making HTTP requests and normally getting responses in this sort of structure. And we'll certainly look at both JSON and XML responses throughout this course. We'll see other content types as well as we go through. That's just the nature of the apps, and you'll see some of those in the next module. But our APIs will primarily be focused in this area. Let's move on and just really clearly establish what the scope of this course is before we start getting into the detail.